A new study out of the University of New Hampshire could change the way we look at obesity in America. After 10 years of research, a UNH biochemist recently confirmed that certain household chemicals can interfere with the body's ability to process fat.
As WMUR's Adam Sexton explains, it's possible these hidden chemicals could be contributing to the country's weight problems.
For years, experts have pointed to poor diet and a lack of exercise as the key components of America's obesity epidemic. But a UNH professor, Dr. Gail Carey, has confirmed there could be a third and completely invisible factor.
The average person has maybe 300 different synthetic chemicals in their body that weren't meant to be there.
They're in our tables and chairs, couches, home electronics, and the padding underneath carpet. To these common household items, risk-averse manufacturers added chemicals called PBDEs.
They've been used as flame retardants, so well-intentioned and incorporated into consumer products that could catch fire.
Introduced in the 1970s, PBDEs are literally everywhere in the environment.
And so as these products break down or as they're put into landfills, these things are coming out into the environment. They get into the air. We know that they get into the water, the soil. They make their way into food.
In research conducted with her students, Dr. Carey determined that when it comes to our metabolism, PBDEs fit in like a perfectly formed puzzle piece.
We found that the chemical in the liver interferes with the activity of an enzyme that plays a key role in fat and glucose metabolism in the liver.
Dr. Carey says that interference diminishes the enzyme's activity by 50%, and that particular enzyme forms the backbone of the process that helps metabolize fat.
The reason that that concerned us is because if the fatty acids can't be attached to the backbone, then that has been shown to be related to insulin resistance, which is what type 2 diabetes is.
Doctors say diagnoses of type 2 diabetes have gone up exponentially in the last 50 years. Could it be that one of the driving forces of the obesity epidemic is a chemical intended to protect us? Dr. Carey says it's not clear how much of a role PBDEs may be playing in making more Americans overweight, but her research shows there is a link.
You know, these chemicals are in consumer products, get out of the products and into our bodies. They're not meant to be in our bodies. That wasn't the intention of putting them into the products, but they are.
Dr. Carey says many companies stopped adding PBDEs to their products within the last decade, but that action was entirely voluntary on their part. She says it is still a struggle to find an item such as a mattress that is completely free of these potentially harmful compounds. Adam Sexton, WMUR News 9.